This week, we check out the town of Iowa, Louisiana, where a heinous murder caused a mess of a trial and more. Welcome to Small Town Murder. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder.
Yay!
Yay, yay, yay. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I am Jimmy Whisman.
Thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited for this week's episode. We hope that you enjoyed last week's crazy, long episode.
Yeah.
We wanted to say thank you, guys. You've been so supportive of us and everything else, and we wanted to say thank you. And the only way we could really do that, we can't, come to your house with some coffee cake. There's a lot of you. It's hard to do. We could do it, but it would take a long time.
Cake.
So we figure what we can do is get everybody at once by just recording longer, try to give you more content. And thank you guys so much. That's thank you from us for all of your amazing iTunes reviews.
And this week's no different.
No, this week's no different. It might not be as long, but it will be as packed with murderous goodness.
No, I mean, my point is that this week's support.
Oh, it's been amazing.
The network has been, it's ridiculous. It's
it
like
has
a spider web.
The support, the iTunes reviews. Thank you guys so much. Yeah. Like we've said, it's our life's blood. It's on the business end, that is what keeps us going. It really, really does. So those help us so much. If you haven't done it, please get on iTunes. Give us 5 stars.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you say. It's not for our egos. It's really just for business. You can say anything you want. You can say, I like soft T-shirts. And we'll be like, yeah, well, who doesn't like soft T-shirts?
There's no amount of words you can say that are going to make me feel good about myself.
No, you can't make two comics feel good about ourselves, so it doesn't matter what you say. You could try, but, whatever.
Best, but...
also, if that's not enough, the people who have contributed on Patreon and PayPal, you guys are amazing. Thank you guys so much for that. You, as you can tell if you listen to the end of the episode and the things that we've been going through, that's all we really get out of this. That's all we make out of this. So you guys keep us going, and thank you so much. If you would like to do something a little extra for us, you can do that by going to patreon.com/crimeinsports.
That's the one.
Crime in Sports. That is our other podcast. That's where that name comes from. All that money comes to us. And you should listen to Crime in Sports also.
Do.
You don't have to like sports.
No.
It's like towns. You don't have to be super interested in towns to like this show. It's just it's there for context.
And if you're on Twitter too, you can go follow me, and we can play around with our people that we cover, like Riddick Bowe. That was bananas.
That was fun. We had a good time with that. If you want to make a one-time donation, you can go to PayPal, and you can use our email address, which is crimeinsports@gmail.com.
There it is.
And every dime everybody gives us, honestly, we're blown away by it. We sit there and we just say, I can't believe everybody's so nice to us. We don't
crazy.
Understand it, but thank you guys.
I'm not gonna try to understand. I'm just gonna be thankful because that's what we do.
We're gonna just try to keep doing what we do here, and it seems to be what you guys like. Yeah. And we make a show. This is when I tell people not to complain about being offended or things like that. I don't tell you because I don't want to hear criticism. I tell you because I genuinely don't care. That's what it is. I don't. Neither does Jimmy. I'm saying I mean we.
Yeah.
We don't care.
So I'll give a shit.
We make this show. We make a show that we would want to listen to. Yeah. That's what we're making. So hopefully everybody comes on board with that. But we're never going to change it to suit people's needs. That's never going to happen. No. And I think that's the charm of the show.
Right.
Is that it's us and we're not full of shit and we're not phony.
And we're not going to lie to you.
And we're not going to lie to you. We're not
pretend to be somebody we're not.
No, we're going to give you a disclaimer right now and tell you that we're comedians.
That's true.
We are stand-up comedians. This is a comedy podcast.
Whether you believe it or not.
It's true.
We do.
All the facts are real. They really are. All the cases are real. The research is real. Believe me, I haven't slept in 3 days. Trust me. This research is real. Everything is real.
He's not even lying. When I try to call him and he doesn't answer his phone, it's because this fucker is busy. He doesn't have time to sleep.
I'm ass deep in murder and idiots and crime and everything else, and that's turned into my life here. We are, like I said, we make jokes. We're comics. We're going to make jokes about small towns. We're going to make jokes about stupid police forces that screw up. We're going to make jokes about asshole murderers who deserve it. That's where it comes from. We absolutely do our best, and we go out of our way to never denigrate the victims or the victims' families. That's not what we're about. That's not what the show's about. We don't think that's cool or funny or anything like that. Right. We are assholes, but we are not scumbags.
That's the truth.
That is the truth. So if everyone out there is on board with that, and that sounds good, welcome aboard. Happy to have you on. We're going to have fun.
Yeah.
And if you think true crime and comedy never, ever belong together, then this is not for you. Bye. Like we said last week, we are about to go into the liquor store.
Right.
the clerk's brains might end up on the cigarettes back there. You never know. And you're an accomplice at this point, so no bitching. It's the truth. Go back and listen to last week's disclaimer, and you'll hear exactly what we mean. But without further ado, let's head to a town, Jimmy.
All right.
We're in the United States.
Let me get this bag. Hold on.
Pack it up. There we go. Pack it up. There you go. You ready? Getting in the car. Pack it up. Throw it in the trunk, and let's head.
Wheels on this one.
Oh, we're heading from Indiana, where we were last week, all the way down south. All the way almost down to the Gulf of Mexico, down to Iowa, Louisiana.
What?
Yes,
Were
Iowa.
They fucking confused?
You would think sometime between Santa Claus and Baraboo with the circus and Iowa, you would think I look for goofy town names and then the murders around them, but I really don't. I find the murder and then I'm like, what the hell's going on around this shit? I hope it's That's the most frustrating thing is when I find a murder that's great, but a murder that's interesting, and I'm like, oh, this story is great, and then the town has like 65,000 people in it. I'm like, fuck, God damn it. We need medium-sized town murder now. Next, small city murder.
I keep getting that, too, in tweets to me. When do you guys start medium-sized murder?
That's the thing. It's like, but I mean, there's so many small-town murders. Don't worry, guys. This particular small town, Iowa, Louisiana, it's in southwestern Louisiana. I mean, it is down there. This is like
as far away from Iowa as they could get.
In the U.S. This is water boy country.
All right,
that's absolutely what this is. I feel like this is what's his name, Bobby Boucher is crawling around down here. That's what's going on here.
Lots of mama said going on.
Very scared of the devil. I feel like that's where we are in southwestern Louisiana. It's 3 hours to New Orleans. 2 hours 20 minutes to Houston on the other side. So it's just in the middle of nowhere.
Bleak.
It is. It's outside Lake Charles, which isn't a very big town either. So it's it's a small town outside of a slightly bigger small town. Pretty much. I am going to destroy this, and I did it on purpose too. I could have looked up easily how this is said, but I'm like, you know what? Whatever. Fuck it. Let's let people get upset with me for saying it wrong, and they laugh too. Calcasu Parish.
Yep.
We're going to say that's the parish.
Sounds good to me.
I guess the parishes are like counties down there. There's a really convoluted explanation that nobody gives a shit about.
A fuck.
So we're not going to deal with that right now.
It's where Harry Connick Jr. and his dad are from. I don't give a shit. I don't want to know any logic that they put into anything.
Replace county in there, and that's fine. Just pretend it's fine. We have a zip code 37445, area code 337, in case you get any Bobby Boucher's calling you, Kathy Bates calling to yell at you for something. You never know. It's pretty small town, 3.23 square miles.
Yeah.
If you look on the map, it's just there's a road out of Lake Charles, and it's just this little tiny town there. There is not shit around it.
It never stops
it
amazing
is very small.
The amount of square miles that are involved in these legit small towns.
Yeah.
It's crazy that can even be considered a town.
That's a town. It's just a little block of It's so strange, man. It's weird. The history of this town, a little bit of history here. Apparently this place, a lot of the people were Midwesterners that came down there, Kansas, Illinois, Iowa.
Iowans
came down there. They wanted to be, there are a lot of Cajuns down there, obviously. Jean Lafitte's Pirates were down there. It's pirate. This is like the Pirates of the Caribbean ride is where we are right here. Picture that. You're floating through. There's a guy with the banjo on the porch, and Bobby Boucher's on the other side tackling a guy complaining about water.
Monte Cristos. Did you ever eat at that restaurant there?
Which one? Oh, at the
Blue Bayou?
Yes, I have. It's good, actually.
So good.
It is really good. I like it.
It's the best food at Disneyland.
It's so great. You sit there, you smell chlorine the whole time. It's great. You're like, oh, chlorine. There's a, you know what I mean? There's a whole,
There's a whole family from Kansas floating by.
Korean family yelling at me as they float by. For I don't know why. It's very strange.
You're about to be scared out of your mind. Shut up.
It's really
Don't worry
weird.
about me and my Monte Cristo.
Yeah, I'm fine over here. Leave me alone. You go float past that guy. Bobby, watch out for Bobby Boucher. He's looking for blood here.
Right. By the way, I spit sunflower seeds in that water the last 3 times I wrote on that. So
of course
when
you
get
Jimmy.
Splashed in the face.
The most white trash thing to fucking do. Spitting sunflower seeds in the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at
what
Disneyland.
What am I supposed to do? They're in my mouth. They're cracked.
Don't put them in your mouth when you're in the Pirates.
I was eating them in line, and they're like, please get on.
Put them in your hand.
What am I supposed to do with all this shit
Don't
in
eat
my
them in
cheek?
line. Have some foresight. I'm going to get you really eat the shit out of these sunflower seeds when I get off of this fucking ride.
No.
You didn't have a bag? You guys didn't buy anything? You have 2 kids. You can't tell me there wasn't merchandise with bags. You could have taken something out. Here, kid, put these ears on.
They were on the stroller back there where they told me to leave my stroller at the beginning of the line.
I love that we just leave our shit there with everything on it.
Yeah,
at Disneyland.
We're so trusting at Disneyland. Fuck it.
Everyone here had at least $8,000 to come here, so they must not need my shit. That's what it is. You're like, it's so expensive to get in here, they don't need my shit. There's
also,
nobody just wandering
it's
in.
like I've been struggling to push this fucking thing around all day.
Yeah,
they saw me
care.
push that fucking thing. They're like, I'm not pushing that shit around.
Go ahead and steal it.
Yeah,
Good.
take it.
It's
I dare
less,
you.
Less shit.
It's a fucking burden.
That's exactly
I hope
what
somebody
it is.
steals
Enjoy
it from you over it. It's a small world.
No shit. Well, speaking of it's a small world, the small community of Iowa was developed in the mid-19th century. So the mid-1800s, people started developing this place.
White trash.
It is the most white trash thing I've ever heard in my life. Spitting sunflower seeds in the Pirates ride. That is awesome. And they're going to
That's not me
float
as a
by.
kid. That's me as an adult.
Yeah, that's an
a
example.
grown-up Jimmy.
That's an example for your children. That's what that is. They were there. This wasn't Jimmy drunk with his friends, and he's like, fuck it, I'll spit sunflower.
Dead fucking sober.
That's, hey, guys, check this out. This is how you behave in public.
I'm lazy as fuck, and I'm going to put these in here.
I love it. That's beautiful. I love it, man. Jen, you are going to like this about this town, by the way, Jimmy. You're going to like it. First of all, the railroad came through here, which brought people here, and you knew that. Lured people here. There's rice farming there, cattle raising, and guess what came a little bit later, Jimmy? Oil.
Yes.
They have oil, Jimmy.
Fucking yes.
They didn't come for the oil, but later on they come for the oil jobs.
Okay.
Until the oil crisis.
They figured out the oil.
Yeah, until shit crashes and then everybody moves. It's a mess down there when it comes to that sort of thing. Yeah, when the price plummets, it's like, uh-oh. A lot of this land, pretty much a lot of southwestern Louisiana land was developed by a company called North American Land and Timber Company. They hired a guy named Seaman A. Knapp, which is...
That's his first name?
His first name is Seaman.
Ouch.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. He was
that is brutal.
The president of the Iowa State College of Agriculture. They brought him in to demonstrate how great the region would be for rice production. You're supposed to come in and go, look how much rice I'm growing. Oh, my God. This actually attracted people there because who can resist the lure of farming rice?
Rice
I can't
amazing.
resist it. Yeah.
It's why we went to Vietnam.
Yeah, we said, you know what we want to do? It never has nothing to do with communism. We are looking for
we want rice.
Some rice experience. That's what we need here. There was a pretty big boom in the Iowa area here, Iowa, Louisiana, what we're talking about, when 1930 oil was struck here, and oil companies came in pretty much immediately and started sticking shit in the ground everywhere they can to see where there was something.
Fucking BP.
They wanted oil and gas, and so even this was during the Great Depression this happened, so even during the Great Depression, there was jobs here.
Fascinating.
You could go get a good job here. I mean, it was a shit job in oil, but I mean, not a shit job. A shit job back then in terms of like safety and things like that, but a paycheck during the Great Depression, that's something. So people came to work in the oil fields like
Roughnecking
crazy.
isn't easy.
It's not. That's a difficult deal. There's still oil down there today. That's still part of the economy. They do cattle farming and things like that, too. Now, we're going to get into something, and I did this on purpose.
Yeah.
We're going to get God damn it, everybody. I am aware that this town is actually pronounced Iowa. Okay? But it's not spelled Iowa.
It's spelled Iowa.
And I refuse. Not only is it spelled this way,
his ground.
There's a state with that name.
Yeah.
It's established.
You
That's
need
the
to change
fucking
that
name of
shit.
it, man. It's like El Dorado. Nope, there's a car called El Dorado, meaning that's it, El Dorado this. There's a fucking movie with John Wayne. El Dorado, this is Iowa. So no tweets. That's Iowa, actually. I know it is.
That.
Guess what? No,
it's not.
Sorry with your damn Cajun insane accents. Well, my mama said it's Iowa. Well, tell your mom to go fuck herself because I don't care at this point. No, not happening. Iowa.
Right.
It's Iowa. There are in this town 3,219 Iowans, as it would probably be proper here. That's actually, it's been increasing a lot. The oil.
3,000?
3,000, 3,200 people there. It's been increasing a lot. They've had 25% growth since 1990, which is pretty damn decent, actually. That's not bad. There was 2,588 people in 1990, so there's people moving there. So jobs are the only reason people go.
Swamp people.
Yeah, the stats here are a little off and a little weird. Median age is right on the money. It's about within a year of the normal average. Male-female population way out of whack. It's usually about 50-50, 51-49 female.
Dudes.
Actually, that's what's so weird about it. You think with the oil fields and everything, but the female population is almost 56%.
Wow.
Which is very high and out of whack, especially for a town with over 200 people in it. You know what I mean? You normally don't see that in a bigger town. A lot of the other stats, too, are a little weird. Single with no children, there's about twice as many people there that fall under that as normal. So if you're looking for some unattached ladies or dudes, that's the place to. Well, ladies, 55%.
Single mamas.
A lot of single, no children. That's the place to go.
Put out, guys. Go.
Well, maybe not They have no children.
Oh, single, no children.
Single with no children.
I thought you said single with children.
No, single, no children is more than twice the
Holy
average.
shit.
So, I mean, that's the place to go if you're single, man. You can go get an oil job. There's a lot of 55% ladies. A lot of them are single. That's a good place to be,
tough
guys.
Chicks.
They're tough chicks probably down there. Yeah, they're Bobby Boucher's mom.
Yeah.
That's the future.
Roughneck.
Yeah, they're going to go out and capture an alligator and feed it to you.
Fuck yes.
All right, I'm into that. Yeah,
Make
that's
me
cool.
some boots,
I'll eat some
too.
alligator. Yeah, do whatever you got to do.
Those shits are expensive.
You know what? Whatever's left over, you make yourself a purse.
You betcha.
Do something, or a wallet, whatever you want to do.
Fucking belt. I don't care. Go crazy.
I'm not going to tie you down, gender, with the purse. You want a wallet or whatever, you do that too. That's fine.
Make some ropes for me to tie you down with.
That's perfect. Jimmy's getting kinky. He's making ropes and spitting seeds into the water. It's a disaster.
I will fit in perfect.
I think you would fit in perfect down there.
They will love me.
If you told these people you spit seeds in the water in parts of the Caribbean, they'd be like, yeah, what the hell is she going to do with it? Yeah, where'd you spit your tobacco juice? That would be the second answer. Where'd you put your beer can? Anywhere?
There are no cup holders in that thing.
I didn't see no cup holders. But
they'll be like, I'm missing a finger too. They're like, you're my cousin.
Are you Jimmy? Jimmy?
Where you been?
Jimmy Whisman? That's how it's a long eye. Everything's long down here. Damn it. Race down here. It's actually like a lot of the southern towns. It's very white, very black. That's it. It's about 66% white, 31% black.
Yeah.
Not too much else down there at all. 1.5% Hispanic.
Okay.
That's it. So 0% Asian.
Yeah.
We don't even want a restaurant down there. No, apparently they don't know how to cook alligator, and they're upset about that.
Yeah.
Religious. It is very religious. It's usually about 49% is the average for people who identify as religious. Here it is 72% down there.
Good grief.
It's the devil. It's the
My
devil.
God.
It is, Bobby Boucher's mom, no shit.
72%.
72, that is, wow.
That's a lot of people that are really believing.
It is, and about 34% of them are Catholic, which is not what you'd expect. But down there, it's a different people came in to Louisiana. You had a lot of French. You had a lot of actually Italians came down there at first. That was 1800s. That was where we snuck in a little bit here. That was kind of the sneak in way.
Sure,
down there. That was the back door. Yeah, that was the old border. That's what they called that. But a little bit. There's almost 1% LDS, which I honestly wouldn't expect.
That's
here.
fascinating.
0.08% Jewish. So there is like a Jewish couple,
a guy
there, or a guy. Maybe he found the single women. Hopefully he's finding somebody to do. There's no other Jewish women. If he's looking for a Jewish woman, he's shit out of luck. He's got to look at these stats. But if he doesn't care,
or maybe he's from New York and he's like, "Fuck these Jewish women.
That's
I'm
true
going
too.
somewhere else."
He's going for a shiksa now. He's like, I need a shiksa. 0.16% Islam, which I wouldn't expect for down there either. 35% of the people down there are registered Democrats and they're voting, and 64% registered Republican.
That's interesting too.
Which Louisiana is a pretty conservative state. There's weird locally, it's not, but overall
that heavy
it is.
Religious, and still it's not that heavy on the Republican side.
No, it is. It's 64%.
Right, I would have guessed way more than that.
That's a lot, though.
I'd have guessed way more still.
Well, there are, right away, there's 30 to 1% black people down there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's 30 of the 34 right there, you know what I mean? So that's definitely, I don't know. The economy down there, unemployment rate's about usual, about normal with the rest of the country. Median household income down there is $42,328, about $10,000 less than the average. Jobs are a lot of blue-collar jobs, as we might imagine. Construction, extraction, maintenance, repair, that sort of thing. A lot of sales jobs, not a whole lot of engineering jobs or anything to do with science and that sort of thing. A lot of production and material moving. The cost of living down there, I thought it would be cheaper down there. We say 100 is par, average. Cost of living there is 94, and housing is 95.
Wow.
So it's not cheap to live in the swamp down there.
Near fucking Hurricane Alley.
Yeah, I would say.
That's crazy.
This is right.
Right in there.
You got flooded out probably pretty good, maybe after Harvey, I would imagine.
Or Katrina too.
Possibly Katrina was on the other side of the I'm sure it was wide enough to hit over there. I know nothing. We're very ignorant to that, where exactly these hurricanes hit when it comes to small towns. Median home cost there is $176,400, which is right about just below the average of $185. If you look at it here, if we've convinced you, you need to go down there. You feel a hint of religious fervor coming on.
You got some fire and brimstone in your bones.
Hungry for alligator. You need to get down there. We have for you the Louisiana Real Estate Report. Here we go, everybody. 2-bedroom apartment there goes for about $660.
That's not awful.
Which is $400 less than the average, which for national. So that's really good. It's better to rent because I found a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,575 square foot house, $193,725.
Jesus,
which is about right for Arizona. Yeah. But I wouldn't think it'd be right for a small town in the middle of the swamp.
Yeah, where you got to have a major amount of flood insurance.
I would think so. Yeah. I would think so. And your home is probably just sinking all the time. I would imagine
every day you're a couple inches lower.
Yeah, I found a nicer house, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,900 square foot house. It was brick though. It was a nice looking house. $249,000, which is high.
That's a lot.
And I found if you just want to pitch a tent down there and fight the alligators off yourself, a 4.89 acre lot for $140,000, which is steep. Then you got to build a house.
Just land.
That's a lot of land. I mean, shit, that's a shitload of land.
See, they're banking on the fact that you may or may not find oil on this land.
You never know. It is. You never know. That's Jed Clampett, come on over. Yeah, start firing shots off into the ground and see what happens, buddy.
If you miss a gator, you might be rich.
Hey, you know what? That's a good selling point.
It's got to be.
Oil all around here.
That's
just
what I would do if I'm a
like,
fucking real estate agent down there. I'm just saying.
Guy down the street found it. Just saying. Just walk away. You'd be like, I don't know. This lot sounds pretty good. How far
down the street? You just keep walking. Keep your back to them.
Don't worry about it. Things to do. Things to do in Iowa, Louisiana. We have the Pirates Cove Water Park. And on the picture on the Facebook page is a picture of a big empty pool. It's like this big canal thing that they have. It's like a pool completely empty. There's not pictures of like people in tubes like with their arms in the air smiling. It is just literally, it's shut down. Take a picture of it. Post that on the social media. That'll get the people in.
It's just because anybody that looks at a body of water in the South, they're like, there might be gators in that. I'm not getting in that shit.
This looks like it looks like an abandoned water park. Come on down, like that's what it looks like. Iowa Park.
Yeah.
There's just a park.
That I'll go to.
And also, if you want to go get a drink and spit some seeds on the floor, you go head over to the Dirty Rice Saloon.
Hell yes.
That sounds like your
dirty
kind of place.
Rice. That's my joint.
Sounds like
anything with dirty in it. I'll go.
It sounds like a place where when you're in the bathroom stall, you have to brush up against the toilet to open the door because it's that small and you can't help it, and your pants going to get somebody else's piss on it.
You wear pants every night.
Yeah.
Every time
God,
you
Jesus.
never wear shorts.
You wear fucking snow pants under your pants. You kidding me?
I don't care if it's 150% humidity outside. You're wearing pants.
We're doing it. Crime. What we're here for.
You know it's got a trough in there.
Oh, yeah.
And ice filled in it. And you've
goddamn
got to piss on the ice.
seeds floating in it like crazy. Seed shells everywhere.
If I've been in there.
You know it. Crime rates here, what we're interested in here. Property crime, which as we know, with larceny, that sort of thing, slightly higher than the national average, but pretty much in the norm of national average. Violent crime, murder, rape, robbery, assault, on the other hand, is over 3 times the national rate.
Whoa.
It was almost as high as the indicator goes. There's this indicator, and it's like, it goes from like 1 to 100. It goes from 1 to 100, and like 30 is normal, and this was 94.
Wow.
So it's like, holy shit, that's obscene. Like,
you're getting raped every day.
This is as high as it gets, everybody. Just you might
in one of those tiny stalls where your foot touches the toilet.
It sounds awful. That makes it even worse. That environment, I think. The Dirty Rice Saloon.
It's already sticky. Ugh, horrible.
The Dirty Rice Saloon. And here's somebody that would hang out at the Dirty Rice Saloon.
Okay.
I have a fella here for you who it seems like it would be his kind of joint too. A guy named Leslie Dale Martin.
Yes.
At least he sounds like a guy.
Dude's named Leslie. That's a little. They're always suspect. They always got a ponytail.
Oh yeah, he had a mullet. So
yeah.
Well, I mean, he was. We're talking in the 80s here, in the 90s.
He pulled it back in a ponytail to clean up on Sunday.
You know he did. Yeah, just to keep it off.
Yeah, keep it off the shoulder.
Well, also too, you want to get that sunburn on the back of the neck there. You really want to get it going. You don't want to
show the wrinkles.
That.
You got to get that tan and wrinkled before you're 50.
You want to get that. If you're going to be a redneck, you really have to make it the whole way here. He is born in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Oh, yeah,
big city fella.
That shit is tough stuff.
Bumping in Shreveport on April 24th, 1967. Just has problems his whole life. A lot like our guy last week. A lot like, not our guy, he was an asshole, but a lot like Davis, he's got problems growing up. No documented brain injury or anything like that. He's just not... His family life is a little askew, and he's always considered a very aggressive, strange kid that'll act out for no reason and things like that, and they never really understand him. By 1984, he is 17 years old. Obviously, it's 1984. He's 17 years old. He I don't even know what to say about this because this is a new one for us. Even for us, this is a new. If something's a new one for us here, it's fucking weird. You know, let's be realistic. Yeah. We've seen a lot of weird shit, and we
had a dude breaking legs for fun.
That's what I mean.
That's
over
crazy.
And over again. We've had a lot of weird stuff going on. This is, I would definitely call this deviant behavior. Let's just say here, this is not small town murder approved. This behavior. He's 17 years old. He takes his 14-year-old sister,
already
his
a problem.
Sister, his own sister now. This isn't an adopted sister. Not that makes this any better, but this is his actual blood sister, and rapes her at knife point. At knife point, mind you. I will kill you, sis. As he's unbelievable.
She already feels safe around you, and she's already terrified and probably frozen in panic.
Speaking of terrified, he picks a really odd time to do it because he does it while they're alone in the house because their mother is in the hospital.
What the fuck?
Their mother is in the goddamn hospital.
What is going through his head that makes... What?
Rather than be there for each other and be there for your younger sister who might be scared that your mother is sick, you say, where's my knife?
Listen,
I'm going to get raping.
Stop crying. This is not scary. I'll show you scary.
Yeah, no shit. Where's my knife?
That's fucking scary.
Right away, right there. He's 17 and he's already has the heart to do that.
Right.
That's wow.
Mama might not come back. Don't worry, everything's fine. No, she might not come back. Yeah. Listen, stop being a baby. I'll show you what's scary.
Oh my God, I think he's scary.
At knife point.
At knife point. How scared must she have been? That's terrible, man. That's like I said. That's next level right there.
It really is.
At least a stranger, you're always this guy might kill me. I'm like that with anybody, you know.
So
I don't know.
They documented this.
He was actually went to jail for it.
Okay.
This was prosecuted. Your sister told the mother the whole thing.
Good.
Which at least they had wherewithal enough as a family to not let that just slip under the rug.
It's a really dumb crime to do that to your family because you can't.
It's not like it wasn't me. I mean, I think I know you, dude.
It's a terrible crime to do in the first place. But somebody that close to you can't kill them because they disappear. What's your explanation going to be?
You can't kill them, and obviously they know who you are. Right. It's not like they're not going to be able to identify you. Right. It's coming from if you look at it from the criminal standpoint, it's like I don't know what he was thinking.
It's so weird. My assailant seemed to be somebody I've known for my entire 14 years.
He's lived in the room next door.
I've heard him tug for fuck's sake.
God, we're going to the same place. I was just going to say, I hear what he jerks off to in the next room, but it's 84. There wasn't much hearing.
I heard the Good Housekeeping magazine crinkle.
Yeah, Mom orders the Sears catalog, and there's some nice bras for sale this month, so he's into that. Some high-waisted underwear.
Good Housekeeping was pretty solid.
That's not bad.
That's not awful.
Bad. Yeah,
those ladies in those.
We all had to struggle as kids, didn't we?
Those chicks in aprons, get out of here.
Pre-internet.
I dig it.
Yeah, you've got issues, Jimmy. Let's just say that. So
you put an apron on. You put an apron on, and I'm into it. I'll start thinking.
Everyone, keep aprons the fuck away from me, please. I do not need Jimmy trying to sexually come on to me.
With the ruffles around the edge. Fuck that.
Oh my God! Look at you, Jimmy. He's real into it. Now, does there have to be nothing on under the apron?
I don't give a shit.
Oh, they could have like a pantsuit on, and as long as there's an apron.
If there's an apron on it, I'm thinking. I'm definitely thinking.
There's definitely some sort of piston misfiring in your brain. You know that, right? That's one of those fetishes.
There's a broken valve somewhere.
There's something
I'm sure
going on. That's fine. That's fine. I'm thinking though, for this, did he? The only thing I could think of is he honestly thought I can get her to not tell.
Yeah,
his sister. I can make it so she'll be scared enough not to tell.
I just raped her. I mean,
I don't know what he was thinking, but she told, and he ends up getting charged with sexual battery, and he is sentenced to 10 years for that at age 17.
That's brutal.
It's good.
Yeah.
You should be doing that. You rape your sister. How would a judge? How would you go to a judge and say, I'd like to mitigate this a little bit? He'd go, you raped your younger sister at knife point while your mother was in the fucking hospital. I believe this was a plea.
It's got to be pled down.
17 years old. I'm sure they bled him down.
Pled down to sexual battery, because sexual battery is you could punch a chick in the face and she didn't like it and call the police.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That happens too. Yeah,
this is knife point rape. This is assault with a deadly weapon.
This is insanity. Yeah,
possibly. I mean,
sexual battery.
Right, a good attorney could get attempted murder out of that.
I can't. Yeah, I can't imagine that he was like, I'm going to fight this. I'm going to hire the best attorneys. and I'm going to
Where's my Johnny Cochran?
I was going to say, I would Johnny Cochran. I'm going to look him up, even though he's not as famous as I would like him to be at this
Where's
point.
Casey Anthony's attorney? Fucking anybody.
Yeah, anybody. So on June 20th, 1991, now he's out of prison. He only serves 5 years in prison.
Oh, my God.
Serves 5 for that. So he's out in 1989, which 5 isn't enough for that.
No.
I want more prison for that, really.
Harry Connick's dad would have tried to get him put to death. I guarantee it.
Well,
Harry Connick's dad was digging that death penalty.
Harry Connick's dad will get his chance later on. We'll put it that way.
Oh, is that right?
It's not Harry Connick's dad, but it's not Harry Connick's dad. No, but Harry Connick's dad would cheer the efforts later on. After what this horrible person does here.
I was really excited for a second.
No, so 1991 we are. He's 24 years old.
Yeah,
it's June 20th, 1991. Warm beginning of the summer down in Louisiana.
The worst.
It's sticky.
Yeah,
it's sticky. You can just hear
mosquitoes are everywhere.
I'm sure they have those like cicadas. But
yeah,
I don't know if they're cicadas, but you can hear
the noise.
Shit. You can hear shit.
The night is loud.
The night is loud there. Exactly. Yeah, you just know it. There's shit. Things eating shit. Not eating other things out there. You just
shit
hear
eating shit. Things are lighting up that aren't even. What the fuck is that?
Frightening.
Those lightning bugs scare the shit out of me.
So yeah, me too. Yeah, they're weird. I grew up with them. We used to hit them with bats. That's what you do. You go around. You go around with You go around with an aluminum baseball bat, and when they light up, you hit them, and then they smear this glow-in-the-dark splotch all over the bat.
I was just gonna say driving down the road when they hit your windshield and they string.
You do that when you're little.
But that's not like that's not vicious enough.
No, you tink and then they explode. Or kids would smash them in their hands and then show you like their hands are glowing.
But spitting seeds at Disneyland is white trash.
Well, I was like 9 when I was doing that. Though you're an adult with children.
If you're 36 and doing that shit.
Yeah,
that's
that's
weird.
Then again, if you give me a lightning bug and an aluminum baseball bat, I cannot promise I won't smack that little shit. And I can't.
I'm painting the night.
Old time's sake, you never know.
Will that make the baseball? It'll make the bat glow, huh?
Shit, yeah. There's a big glowing splotch on it. That's why it was so cool as a kid. It was like glow in the dark. Yeah. It was like you smashed an alien or something. It was the best.
I might be into that.
So Leslie Dale Martin here, June 20th, 1991. He and Michael Rowland, a friend of his, go to a bar in Lake Charles, nearby Lake Charles. It's the 12th Street Lounge, which sounds better than the Dirty Rice Saloon, but the 12th Street Lounge, well, I guess it sounds better till afterwards here.
It sounds like there's velvet in there.
Maybe. It's a lounge, possibly. I feel like they're playing pool, that sort of thing. They go about 11 o'clock. They play pool. They drink beer, hang out for a couple hours. The usual shit. They meet, or Michael Rowland introduces Leslie Dale Martin to a young lady named Christina Burgeon. She's a 19-year-old McNeese State University college student.
Smart girl.
She's a smart girl. Yeah. She's a part-time employee at a pizza place.
Yeah.
That sort of, she's working part-time while she's going through school.
And he's been in prison before. Perfect couple.
And he's been in prison for rape. So, hey, I have someone you need to meet.
Who the fuck introduced these two?
What's Michael Rowland?
Michael needs to be smacked around.
What are his stats? Oh, raped his sister at knife point. Well, then, where is this young man?
Drag Rowland by his ponytail, because this is bullshit.
Have him. I'd like him to court me, please. Right. That's what I'd like here.
You know who you need to meet? I've got this great kid. He's
terrific.
So nice. He's 22 now, 23?
24.
24 years old with a rape charge under his belt already.
Not only a charge, a damn conviction and some prison time. He's been up the river.
Yeah.
So she comes about between 11 and midnight, they say. She's got some friends with her. College girls are going out, having some fun. They're 19 years old. I don't know how they're drinking and going here at 19 years old.
Because they got a 23,
I'm sure they have a fake
kid.
ID. Plus, it's the middle of nowhere. I don't know how strict they are in the middle of nowhere either.
You got to pay your rent. You're going to sell some people some fucking beer.
That's the thing, exactly. So Rowland had known this person, actually. He'd known Christina already. He'd met her before, I think, from that same thing, from the lounge. They'd been there before. So they introduced, blah, blah, blah. Christina dances with Leslie Martin.
Yeah.
They dance together. They have, they buy each other drinks, that sort of thing. He buys her drinks. They hang out. They became a little social group, her friends and them, and they were hanging out the whole night.
Having weird conversations where they don't move their lips.
And, you know how it goes
whatever
down there.
Southern New Orleans dance they do.
Yeah.
It's going to be weird.
It's going to be all at once in sync with all the other. Everybody, all right, we got 28 white people. We all need to get in sync now. We're going to do a dance together.
Everybody start moving your arms and pointing. Just do that shit.
And follow me what I do with my legs. All right, go. Everybody at once now. So...
Follow me what I do with my legs.
Yeah, I'm going to do some stuff now. You just follow that. Ain't going to be that hard. Trust me now. I know that it's not the Louisiana. I know that's not the Louisiana accent either. I'm fully aware of that. Thank you. I've seen The Water Boy. I get it.
I'm gonna do some stuff now. That's hilarious.
So yeah, they're hanging out. They're there for the duration, basically, from 11 in the 11s.
Bitch down.
In the 11s, about 1:30 in the morning. So they're there a couple hours, enough time to drink, get to know each other, hang out. Roland leaves. Most of Christina's friends also leave. They don't all come together. They kind of stagger out, one at a time sort of thing. So Christina asks Leslie Martin for a ride home because her friends left. And
also, she clearly doesn't know he's got a rape charge.
I'm sure she doesn't know anything about knife point sister rape at all. Right. So he, of course, agrees. Yeah. No shit.
Absolutely.
I would imagine so here. So, they leave. Now, 7:30 the next morning, Leslie Martin visits Leo. Wow. Guimbelow, I'm going to call him.
Good enough for me.
That name is wacky. That's it. Martin's working construction at this point. Yeah. So he goes to see this guy who's his boss on the construction site at a job he had recently, and they're just shooting the shit at 7:30 in the morning. It's weird. He was out late, and he's 7:30 in the morning. He's out hanging out with this guy, not hungover. Which, hey, good for you, buddy.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
trooper.
I'm sure he went right home, went to sleep. Everything's fine here. He's saying that he met a blonde college student the night before, and she was fine, and blah blah blah. Yeah. Said he left the lounge with her. He says that he woke up on Galveston Beach and didn't have a damn clue where he was. He was like, man, we drank and I don't even know what was happening. His clothes were all dirty, I guess, and he was just disheveled.
We left the bar 6 hours ago. Yeah. I went to sleep. I woke up. I had no idea what happened. No hangover. Here I am, 7 a.m.
I guess there was a vomit in the ashtray.
Oh, my God.
Which is a strange place to throw. No, hang your head out the window. What are we doing here? That's standard procedure.
By the way, an ashtray is not nearly big enough for how much I'm going to throw
my car.
Up.
I'll pull over, or you stick your damn head out the window. I'm trying to get it far so it doesn't come back on the paint.
How about make a bowl with your shirt until I get this car safely pulled over? You puke in my fucking car, we're gonna have a problem.
Someone puked in the car in the ashtray, and
not nearly big enough. That's so gross.
Leslie states to Leo, "quote I guess the bitch threw up in my truck." So he's a charmer right away. He's a real charming guy.
Lovely.
So he returns. He lives with his aunt. So he goes to there. He's there. He's wearing different pants than he had on the night before, which I don't know who keeps track of someone's pants? You know what I mean? Who keeps track of another 24-year-old person's pants? Like, where did you get those pants?
Right.
I don't fucking know.
It's weird.
Who cares? But
at
he
the
also
fucking pants store. What are you talking about?
Maybe the pants stood out more because he had no shirt or shoes on also coming in, which is an odd. You left, you were fully clothed with shoes and everything. I mean, you had shoes and the whole deal.
Now you got no shoes, no shirt. You got vomit in your ashtray.
Strange.
And weird pants.
He washes his clothes and his truck seat cover. He said he was engaged in mudslinging with Roland, literal mudslinging, not like a political campaign.
Right.
They were literally hurling mud at each other was his excuse, which she went, oh, that's normal.
That sounds right.
That must be normal behavior for Iowa, Louisiana.
Just slinging mud around.
Just slinging some mud around. So he said, obviously you're going to get muddy there. Yeah. Martin is also covered in scratches, chest, back, face, bite marks on his shoulder.
Yeah, Roland's rough.
He's got his tongue. He's bleeding. He's got like a tear. I can't remember what that's called. The thing that connects your tongue to your inside of your mouth. That's like torn partially.
I know. It's got a weird name. I keep thinking labrum or septum, and neither are right.
Of those. It's not labia. I'm positive of that. No, that's not. Thought that's where you were going.
Somebody tweet us. I'm sure we'll get 7,000.
Yeah, we'll look it up, and someone. It doesn't matter. Don't tweet us because we'll know by then.
We'll know after this recording is done.
The second we leave, we'll look it up. It doesn't matter.
By the way, it was this.
That thing is he's got like a tear there, so he's like kind of bleeding, and he just told his aunt and his cousin. He just said, "Well, I got in a fight with a country boy at the lounge last night."
That'll do it.
A country boy.
He's a strong man to punch you and rip your tongue.
Not bad.
How do you even get that injury?
First of all, what is he?
Right.
Where are you? You live in Iowa. You're not a country boy.
You just said that you slung mud at each other with your friend. That's a country boy. That's country as it gets.
You would absolutely spit sunflower seeds into the Pirates of the Caribbean water, 1,000%. So anyway, that same morning, he talks to a guy named Huey Rushing, and he says, now, I don't know what it is. He's got a different story for him. He says, I think I might have killed someone last night, he says.
What?
He says, hey, listen, man, this is Huey Rushing. He says, dude, I need you to... We were together last night, right?
Oh, boy.
You're my alibi. I was at your house. we were together last night because some weird shit went down and I'm not sure what happened. And this dude said, fuck you, dude. You're not using me as an alibi if you think you killed somebody.
I like Huey
Fuck
already.
out of here. Yeah, that's a normal guy. That's alibi. What are you talking about? No. Martin here, he tells Rushing that she was driving her to Lake Charles to drop her off there, and that she threatened to report him for rape out of nowhere, out of the clear blue sky. Yeah. That's what she said. So he starts going into detail and telling this Huey Rushing some details of what happened here. He says that there was a shed involved. It was out in the parish that we discussed that I can't pronounce. And he tells Huey that he put a rope around her neck.
Oh, God.
Choked her.
Yeah.
Cut her throat. Dug her eyes out.
Oh, my God.
And then that's not enough. You've cut her throat and choked her to death and dug her eyes out. He then gets a long wooden board. This fucking guy's an animal.
Yeah.
This is just a fucking animal.
This is so far already.
This isn't even like like the last guy.
Yeah.
I feel like he had, and not an excuse for him, and he deserved everything he got, but I feel like he was damaged. Yeah. He was one of those people where you go, well, you can't rehabilitate him, and he can't help it. So what the fuck do you do?
His lawyer even knew it.
Yeah, he can't help it. He's got problems. The state even knew it. Everyone knew that he couldn't help this desire. This guy's just a complete piece of shit and a monster. He takes a wooden board, like a big long 2x4 type thing, places it across her neck, and jumps up and down on it over and over.
Oh, my
just
God.
to make sure that he squashed her throat and neck enough to sufficiently kill her.
That's somebody's daughter.
Yeah, and that's what I mean.
Unbelievable.
That's a 19-year-old daughter who he thinks is going to college and she's going out to try to have a little fun, which you would want your kid to do at school.
I blame Roland for this.
I blame Roland, too. This is Roland's goddamn fault.
Fucking
I'd
Roland.
like to know if Roland knew about his rapage beforehand with the sister.
Yeah, because if he does, you introduce him to one woman and anything happens, you got blood on your hands, sir.
That's what I'm saying. And he says that he just didn't want to be turned in for rape again. He tells his friend, he's like, look, man, I don't want to be, I had that, that happened to me before.
This is in the 90s, sir.
This is 1991.
There's something called, isn't DNA around by then? Pretty close to?
Yeah, I don't think it's down here.
You're only going to serve maybe 4 years before that shit gets really good.
Yeah.
You're getting out.
Yeah, or
and
something.
You're going to have a paycheck.
Yeah.
For them putting you away for wrongful imprisonment.
Something.
Unless you, in fact, raped her.
That's the thing. If I was him, he seems like he has a guilty conscience here. That's the main issue. So this Rushing, he hears this, but he doesn't. It sounds like bullshit. It sounds like this guy's making up some story and he's trying to act like he's tough. Or I mean, hey, guess what? I'm a monster. Seems like an odd story to make up to sound tough. But if the guy's a little screwed up, you're like, I don't know. This guy's just trying to act like he's a big shot or something. But about 9 days later, he hears that there's a girl missing who was last seen leaving the 12th Street Lounge. So now he's like, oh, shit. He tells his girlfriend about it. Rushing does. So... she's saying we should probably report this to the police, and they do, thankfully. Yeah. And they search all the sheds in the whole area. Yeah. They have to go around on a shed hunt, searching the sheds of the shithole backwoods of Louisiana.
Find every shed in town.
And they finally get, I guess, lucky. They
found the shed.
They find the shed, and they find her with a rope around her neck.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yep, a wooden board nearby with human blood all over it. And he told the guy exactly what he did. He wasn't lying at all. The police then get a warrant and obviously go after him and arrest him because he's a fucking moron and he's telling people about it too. Now he is put in a cell. He's put in a cell with some other people here. And one of these guys, a guy named Marlon Sweet. Yeah. And Marlon has some shit to say about him. Really? He's saying that he's been told some stuff by Martin about this whole thing. Yeah, this is July of 91 here. What he ends up doing is he obtains some information from Martin. Martin talks to him because he seems like a talker. He's told everyone about this shit.
Also, too, he's been in prison and he knows what the hierarchy is there. And if he tells them, look, I've done some bad shit.
Exactly.
And I've been in here before. Don't fuck with me.
Yeah, so Sweet, this Marlon Sweet, makes a videotape statement about Martin. And the funny thing is this happens in July, but in September... Martin's legal team requests all the witness statement and any Brady material. Brady material is anything that's exonerating or anything like that. And they responded with that there was no material, and they did not. The state did not disclose these statements, which is a big fucking deal. Yeah, that's a big deal. It's not great here. In May 1992, this is pre-trial things. 11 days before the trial, again, his legal team, Martin's legal team, asks for asks for anything, any sort of evidence that there is. And again, the state doesn't disclose anything. Again here. So the motion is denied. Now, these guys that he was with in jail after a while here, Robert Williamson is one of them. He ends up testifying that Martin said he left the lounge with her, with Christina. They drove to a side road, and he said that Martin said that she was highly, highly intoxicated.
Of course.
And he had sex with her. She was drunk but willing, is to his story. And then he said that Christina, after that, said that she accused him of taking advantage of her, which she was probably half out of it, and he's humping away on her, and then afterwards she's like, "Hey, what the fuck, man? You're an asshole."
I'd be hard to. I don't know what I'm trying to think. I don't know what I'm trying to think. I'd be hard to dissuade from thinking that she probably halfway through it started regretting.
That's the thing, or even didn't even know what was going on. That's the thing. Who knows? And who knows
what
too?
The fuck is
who knows
going
if
on?
he fucking slipped something in her drink too? I don't know what kind of backwoods shed pump house concoction he's cooking up to put in people's drinks or anything like that either. You never know. So he says he was scared that he would go back to jail for that. So he pulled her from the truck and strangled her, and she wouldn't die. So he said, he had to keep doing it and doing it. And she wouldn't die, this poor. So I had to dig her eyes out. I thought maybe that would kill her. No. Michael Fontenot's another guy who was incarcerated with him. He testifies that Martin said that Christina asked for a ride home from the lounge. He took her to a dirt road where he had sex with her. This is such a weird detail. After removing her tampon. Apparently she took her tampon out, and then he said she put it back in afterwards.
Oh, Jesus.
Which is a real, I'm sorry to give that detail, but it's a detail.
It's something that they said.
It's something that's in the court documents. It's not, it's not sensationalized or anything. She then, while they were driving back, he said he didn't rape her right away. He said while they were driving back, he pulled over. She started accusing him of rape, and that's when he strangled her till she passed out.
Okay.
She started breathing. Then she got the rope. Then he got a rope and realized it's really hard to kill someone. Dragged her to a shed, and that's the whole deal here.
Holy hell.
That's ridiculous. And then Marlon Sweet, also, he's the one who testified that he wanted to have sex with her, but she didn't want to have sex because she was on her period, which makes sense because she had the tampon. And Martin told Sweet that he, quote, had to overpower her, although she resisted and fought back.
Holy shit.
He said that she became hysterical after the encounter, threatened to go to the police. And he said that he wasn't going back to prison for nobody. And then he says the same story, choked her first with his hands, then with a rope. She didn't die. He put the board across. So, then he said he cut her eyes out with a knife so that she couldn't identify him. She's dead.
In case she survived?
In case she survived this attack.
Or in case my face is imprinted on the back of her eyeballs somehow.
Kind of,
that's some fucking New Orleans
I was going to say
voodoo shit.
I don't know what kind of Kathy Bates logic he's been implanted in this guy, but he's like, if you're the last thing they see, that'll be stuck on their eyeballs. Whatever. Not a lot of physical evidence here because the body had been sitting out in a hot humid shed for 2 weeks almost. But there was blood they found on his pants, on his seat cover, on the wooden board, and he told everybody the same story. That's the thing. He told the cops, or he told his friend, he told everyone in prison the same story. He's just telling these stories over and over again. So it kind of makes me feel like it's probably true. The whole problem, though, is Sweet here, this Marlon Sweet, he's testifying to the details of the murder. It's weird. He has different things that he gives it in chunks. I don't know if this Marlon Sweet is telling the truth or if he's just saying what he heard. We'll put it that way. But I don't know. Either way, it seems like he told everybody that. He says, quote, that this could only be done. I hate to say this. I hate to use this as comedy, but this guy's a fucking moron. He said about the sexual activity that Martin said the victim refused to have sexual relations with him because of her, quote, ministration. Ministration. That is in court documents in quotes, so you know what they're talking about.
He mixed up a soup and her period.
Not minestrone, ministration, which isn't any word. It's not a soup. It's not anything.
He jammed the two
together.
Soup. He mixed up the soup with female soup. That's hilarious.
He said that oh God. Martin said that he was, quote, all worked up because Christina had been kissing on him and hugging on him, and that he was aroused, and she didn't want to go through with it for some unknown reason.
Okay, that's fine.
That's what happens.
Fucking right, asshole.
Yeah. There's an exchange of him on the stand with the prosecutor, and he just sounds like the biggest idiot, this sweet guy, because the prosecutor says he said he wanted to have sex with her, and he says, yes, and she says, but she refused because of her ministration. So because her ministration was on, like it's got a switch too, like it's like flood irrigation. You just turn it on for
the timer was set. She can't turn the timer off.
Unbelievable.
So he just got to not have sex with her.
What? This is fucking awful, man. This is fucking awful. So they go through the whole thing.
And by the way, it probably wasn't that. She probably was just like, I've got a good excuse not to have sex with this guy.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it wasn't good enough for him.
Absolutely.
That's what happened.
Now, in this case, in the trial, they're going for the death penalty.
Good.
They're pushing for the death penalty and first-degree murder. The thing is, the very important thing is, for the death penalty in Louisiana, murder is not enough. There must be an aggravator to this. And that's where the point of whether this was consensual sex or not becomes very, very important here. So that's a big deal, and that's the only testimony that really supports aggravated rape that they had was from Sweet was a problem also.
Yeah.
They didn't really have, they had the others, but it was a little less. It was sort of consensual in what he told everybody else.
Except for the scratches on his fucking face.
That's an obvious thing. But as far as testimony goes, that's what they're saying here. But the jury ends up finding him guilty of first-degree murder anyway.
All right.
They have the penalty phase hearing. They go through that whole deal. Defense presents their mitigating evidence, which is a psychiatrist saying, he's obviously out of his goddamn mind. He raped his sister when he was 17. Members of his family say he had it hard, and yada, yada, yada. But the jury comes back with a unanimous decision for guilt, obviously, and then the jury recommends death.
Wow.
And unanimously.
Wow.
And the judge agrees and sentences him to death.
All right.
So he's sentenced to death. Now, his direct appeal, which we've gone over, they have to do a direct appeal, doesn't matter. His whole thing is it wasn't forcible rape. They didn't prove it was forcible rape. They proved at most that it was forcible but not aggravated rape. And it has to be aggravated rape. So this is the hair he's choosing to split.
That's unbelievable.
Listen, I may have forced her, but I didn't really, really force her. Like, you've got to be fucking kidding me, man. I
didn't break any bones forcing her. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous.
And this is crazy, too, because in Louisiana, when they push for the death penalty, they fucking get it.
And the difference in the law here, I have the law in front of me. The difference between aggravated and forcible rape is, quote, the degree of force and, quote, the extent of resistance.
That leaves a lot open to interpretation.
Extent of resistance?
That's crazy.
So it's not aggravated if they decide
to let go?
What the fuck?
If she decides to let go and try to survive this, that's not aggravated? Fuck you.
I don't even know what to say about that, man. That is ridiculous.
In my opinion, rape should always be aggravated rape. It should
that's aggravated. You've aggravated a lot.
You've aggravated the shit out of everything by raping her.
Unbelievable. So, that doesn't work, that appeal. That gets tossed out here. They do post-conviction review, the whole deal. They compare the video statement and the trial testimony of Sweet, and they don't really have that many inconsistencies that aren't, basically just, within margin of error type of thing, rounded up. So there isn't much to impeach on these. So they obviously they're not going to say that it was incorrect because that's what it was. It is what it is. They call it aggravated rape. Okay. He goes through many, many, many of these trials, by the way.
He doesn't want to die.
These appeals. He doesn't want to die. He really doesn't seem to want to die. He keeps maintaining that the state court overlooked that Sweet's testimony was, not what it should have been, and they try to say that they weren't even cellmates for that long, but they try to use the term cellmate to make them sound closer. So like he would tell him this shit, but they weren't.
No, cellmate by definition means two guys that are in the same fucking cell.
Well, they were in the same cell from August 31st to September 4th. It comes out, which 5 days is plenty of time to tell someone you raped and killed somebody.
If you're trying to not get raped,
and absolutely,
because 5 days is enough time for your cellie to rape you.
And Before that, they had been in the same pod in the prison, and they knew each other previously. So they had plenty of time to talk, plenty of time to do everything. They had access to each other daily from about 5 a.m. to about 10 p.m. is what it said. So they had tons of time to talk. He went into details that were pretty... that
gruesome
and really detailed,
specific,
for lack of a better word here. They just say that Martin's full of shit. They also say that Sweet's full of shit. They bring in Sweet's criminal record, which is obviously is a jailhouse.
I'm sure it's extensive.
Several prior convictions, theft, unauthorized use of a car, simple assault, pending charges with Jesus Christ. He took off with $500 given to him for use in an undercover narcotics. He was a
narc.
He was a snitch. And he just took the $500.
This guy, I like him.
Took the $500, took off, and threatened to kill the officer. And the guy ended up arresting him because he's not a moron.
But so here's the thing: he's a thief. He is a survivor. He's a survivor.
He's a survivor.
That's what
he's a rat.
Yeah,
that's
and
exactly
he
what he
steals
is.
money to survive.
He's Templeton
he's not
from
a
Charlotte's
fucking
Web.
rapist.
No, he's not. He's Templeton from Charlotte's Web.
Okay.
That's exactly what he is. He's going around picking up a rotten egg here and there, and he's happy with that.
He's a Ponzi schemer.
That's exactly it. He would actually, that would be a step up. So he's on death row.
He's robbing Peter to pay himself.
Absolutely. Several failed appeals. He's on death row. In November of 1999, Martin and 3 other inmates on death row escape.
What?
Escape
again with the fucking escapes.
This is death row, too.
What?
I get a county jail or like some small town courthouse or something and things like that. You can jump out a second-story window.
Fucking death row.
This is fucking death row. You should have a good eye on all of these people, I would imagine. Hey, there's not a lot of them, one.
No.
And you should have hey, where's Johnny? He's in a cell. Okay, good. How about this one? He's in a cell. Okay. Everyone should always be accounted for, I would imagine, at this point.
Do you even have a papier-mâché head like the guys in Alcatraz?
No,
he just ran out?
Well, these guys, what they did is they used smuggled hacksaw blades to cut their way through their cell doors like it's an Old West.
Old-fashioned shit.
Like it's an
like
Old
Billy
West.
The Kid.
Yeah, it's crazy. They got 2 miles away from their cells, actually. This is in Angola, too. I mean, this is like a hardcore prison. Yeah, they get out. And that's it's like a farm.
Yeah.
So that's a big property, which doesn't bode well for them, too, because you can't get away for a long time.
You can see them run away for days.
Oh, yeah. They tracked them down in a swampy area with a team of bloodhounds.
Yeah.
So that didn't take very long. The warden, who we'll talk about here in a bit, his last name's Kane, he blamed the security lapse on a guard who took a bribe to smuggle the hacksaw blades in. So that is wild.
And turn the fuck around while they cut a door.
Well, that was the other thing he said. Also, to the inattentiveness of the other officers who probably should have noticed people cutting their cell doors and a window over 3 weeks it took to do it. Probably. No one was ever prosecuted for that. Not the guards, not the inmates, nothing. They just let it go. In January...
That does not happen today. No fucking way.
Shit, no.
You let a man on death row that's raped and murdered get out, you're fired at minimum,
Yeah,
by
your
the
ass
way.
is grass.
That's crazy.
Not good here. Now, January...
Yeah.
In January of 2002... 2002 is a crazy year for him. In January, 2 guards report hearing Martin and another inmate discussing another attempt escape.
Oh, Jesus.
Or escape attempt. That's what they're doing, including taking of hostages. They're
God.
well, that
They're
didn't
up
go
in
well
the end.
last time.
Yeah.
We need to take hostages,
We need
obviously.
bodies.
That way they won't track us down with the dogs. So they immediately transferred Martin to a death chamber holding cell, which is like miles away from the death row building.
The place that they go the night before?
Yeah, that's where he's going to stay. You just stay out there.
You just sit here till we bring you a final meal.
You can't even be with the other guys who are going to get killed. You're that much of a fucking menace. So February 2nd, 2002... he is set to be executed.
Really?
This is execution day.
Yeah.
His families are there. The press is assembled. No, he has his last meal.
Okay.
I know you're interested in his last meal. His last meal is
fried chicken,
king crab, and gumbo.
Oh.
It's down by the Gulf.
Yeah,
so
that's
they
very
like
southern.
their seafood down there.
That sounds delicious,
It
by the way.
It sounds great.
He picked a good one.
Yeah. He ate a lot.
Mm-hmm.
His demeanor was good. He seemed fine.
Yeah.
Everything was good here. At this point, they were trying in court. They got the Marlon Sweet guy they got a psychiatrist to diagnose him as a pathological liar.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And they were trying to, they didn't have that at the time of the trial, so they're trying to file appeals based on this.
Discredit his testimony.
Absolutely here. So we get to 20 minutes to execution. Like I said, he said goodbye to his mom. He's eating his king crab. 20 minutes to go until the execution.
This sounds terrible.
When Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia, who is my least favorite Supreme Court justice, maybe of all time, he stays the execution. This was at 6:10 when he's supposed to be executed at 6:30, which is crazy. But after a while here, the warden says, he was glad and shocked about Martin, obviously. He didn't know what to do here. He was returned to his cell to
How were they going to kill him?
Await the outcome. This is lethal injection here. They stopped with the electric chair in 89, I believe, was the last electric chair killing here.
That was Louisiana's favorite, though. They were a big fan of that fucking chair.
Anywhere where it's humid, they like the electric chair.
Fuck yeah, because it works great down here.
Stick that shit right to them. Yeah, no problem.
We don't even got to sponge them down.
Definitely. They end up the Supreme Court does not end up hearing the case. They just stayed the execution in case they wanted to hear the case. They said, let's not kill him yet. Let's keep him on ice for a minute until we decide whether this is
some
worth
other shit.
This might be worth something. It's not worth shit, apparently. So, because it's all about the testimony of Sweet.
Okay.
That's everything here. That's all it was. They were going with the pathological liar thing, blah, blah, blah. February 8th, 2002, the ACLU sends a letter to the governor on his behalf. Saying that, it's the high wrongful conviction rate, and blah, blah, blah. And then he's also saying that they're also saying the same thing about he had inadequate representation. They didn't talk enough about Sweet's, how he's not a credible witness.
Right.
They should have brought up the fact they should have really fought the aggravator more to not get him the death penalty.
I hate that.
They're basically just saying, the whole thing has been a fucking mess, and he didn't get the last line here is the Louisiana Supreme Court itself stated that the trial judge should have granted more time to ensure that Mr. Martin received a fair trial. Nevertheless, they did not find that Martin was entitled to relief. So that was one of those in the appeals where a lot of times a judge will say that in the appeals decisions. It'll say, we find that the court erred in this, but it wasn't an egregious enough error to make it mean anything. So tough shit. And that's what one of those was.
It's kind of like, that's almost like just appeasing the defendant. And just to give him you're kind of right, but we're still going to kill you.
It's one of those where it's like
it's an added go fuck yourself is what it is.
It's kind of a little bit like you're sort of right, but it's still not enough. Sorry,
we still want to kill you.
So they file something in May, on May 8th, 2002. A district judge rejects a request from Martin's lawyer that says that he couldn't get a fair clemency hearing from the governor because the governor basically doesn't grant clemency ever, and it's a sweeping no for everything, so they're trying to do that. This Baton Rouge advocate said, Denise LeBouf, who's Martin's attorney, said that, quote, flipping a coin would be fair. At least if you flip a coin at some point, you stand a chance of winning.
Wow.
So that, that makes sense.
But, I mean, that lets you know how fucking guilty he is.
That's the problem,
You can't say something like that and be like, at least we got a chance of winning.
Well, they were saying that with the governor, you're no matter what, you're never going to get a fair chance from him. He's never going to grant you clemency, even if you come to him and be like, here's a guy saying he killed her, not me. And they're going to be like, tough shit, we'll get to him later.
Your fair chance was when you had 12 strangers in a fucking room.
Yeah, that's true. No, that's true. But, we all know how trials go, though, in some of these fucking attorneys.
Some of these southern places, holy shit.
I don't think he had money for the best attorneys money could buy and everything like that.
I get a feeling LeBouf is a fucking public defender.
Yeah, he didn't get the OJ team here at all. Her family, the Bergen family, is fucking pissed.
Really?
The father, Charles, is goddamn heated that they didn't execute him when they were, because they were all there. Everything, he's going to get executed, and then he doesn't get executed. So he was pissed. He said, quote, I swear to God we're going to get him. That was his quote on it. It's like, wow, that is something else. I
like it.
Yeah, and I don't blame him. It's a father.
That's what I would say.
Anybody would say that.
You get my little girl, and that's exactly what I'm going to say.
Yeah, they said, quote, this hardened my heart even more. I have no sympathy whatsoever for neither Martin nor his family. I want him dead. If you've ever seen a shining smile, you'll see one the day that he's finally executed. That's when I will smile. So he is
That's
pissed.
A dad.
And he had a heart attack a few years back, and he's on blood pressure pills and everything else, and he just wants, of course, he actually at the trial. This is funny that he actually asked. I gotta give this guy credit, not Martin, the father here, because this is a fatherly thing to do. He actually asked the deputies off to the side, "Can I have 5 minutes alone with him?
Awesome.
Can I just take him in a room for 5?" Obviously, they didn't let him, but that's a fantasy. You gotta ask. You never know if you had some psychopath who was gonna slit his wrist that night anyway and didn't care about his job. He's like, you know what? Go for it, pal.
But in the
Knock him
South,
fuck
too,
out.
Dad's friends, every time he plays bridge or drinks coffee with him, they all say, why don't you at least ask for 5 minutes alone? Have you tried that yet?
Did you ask? And he's like, well, shit, I guess
we're in Louisiana. Give it a shot.
Oh, my God. He said, quote, "I never thought I could hate someone as much as I hate him, and I do. I could take care of him myself without a problem and never look back. If I knew I could get him to hell quicker, I'd grab him and we'd slide together." This guy doesn't give a fuck.
Applause, Dad.
Thank
well
you, Dad.
Done.
That's a dad right there. And
that's exactly what if somebody touches, hurts my daughter,
that's what
they
we all
better
feel.
pray to fuck that the cops find him first. And when he had his grabber, he's sitting on that hospital bed going, "Fix it now, because I want to see this fucker go to hell."
He died. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I have to be there for that, definitely. So they have May 11th is execution day.
Yeah.
May 11th, 2002. There's a last minute attempt for a stay. Doesn't work. There's also last minute. They try to mess with the list, basically with the visitor list, with the witness list,
like a comic. Try to put themselves up higher.
Yeah, he's trying to do all of that here. They want different people in the room that Martin does that he had on his list and all that. So they deny.
He's trying to bump people. Who do you think he is?
That's what I mean. He's trying to bump people here.
They think you are, Spade.
They deny all of this. It says the law allows no more than 7 people to be present for an execution. And Martin, he waited too long to make his request because the seats had already been filled.
Because he had his last meal already, does he get another last meal?
That's what we're gonna get to.
Oh,
he absolutely does. This guy scammed 2 last meals.
What a hero!
And he didn't even have the same thing.
Really?
He had a variety.
He's like, fuck it, I'm gonna switch it up.
Yeah, he had a variety. So 3:45 p.m. he says goodbye to his mother and sister.
Yeah.
They're there. The warden here, Kane, said, quote, "They visited with him all day, and I extended the visit by an hour. They were more calm than last time." Well, yeah, because they're used to it. But he let them have it, I guess, a little longer.
They're used to it now.
They're used to coming to death row. He said that Martin joked he has a Buddhist spiritual advisor, which is odd. I don't know how many redneck Buddhists there are, but apparently he's got a spiritual advisor. They were peeling crawfish and eating crawfish.
Really?
That was his meal.
Southern boil?
His last meal is boiled crawfish stew, a garden salad with Italian dressing, oatmeal cookies, and whole milk with chocolate syrup. So chocolate milk.
Yeah.
That's what he had.
Chocolate milk to wash that shit down.
Chocolate milk to wash down crawfish.
In fucking Louisiana in May.
So fucking weird. Yeah, so weird. So Warden Kane here receives word at 7:30 that the Supreme Court has rejected the final appeals.
Yeah.
He's sitting in the air-conditioned room, which is like the final place where they're all visiting and stuff, or he's hanging out with a spiritual advisor without any bars. They're not allowed to touch each other or anything like that, though. There's, of course, 2 corrections officers there, and he was just saying he couldn't believe we were eating crawfish. He could believe you were eating king crab 3 months ago. So he was making his mom and shit laugh. Like, he was in a good mood. Super unbelievable. This guy's a fucking weirdo.
That's a Buddhist.
Yeah, I guess so. 7:58 p.m., he's led to the death chamber with the spiritual advisor and all that sort of thing. They used 10 straps to tie him down to the gurney. His family, from her family, the Burgeons, there's laughter and loud talking. They're very happy.
Jovial.
The Smiths aren't exactly as excited about that. They're trying to,
they're stifling their
tears away
exuberance.
here. As he comes out, he mouths the words "you're fired" to his attorney. Okay. Here's my question.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sorry I'm going to use a word that's not a nice word, but I mean it in the medical sense. Yeah. Is he retarded or hilarious? Which one? Is he a comic genius or is he a complete fucking moron?
He didn't even say it out loud. He just mouths it.
That's what makes it even funnier.
Can you imagine seeing that?
That's hilarious.
You know, he over-enunciated.
I hate this guy.
Yeah.
But that's kind of funny. I got to be honest with you.
Did his attorney mouth back? You can't fire me. I quit.
Yeah. Well, the warden was right next to him. He said that Martin said it, quote, kind of light and funny. He said he meant it as a joke. He meant it as a joke. He said Martin was calm, collected, and his demeanor was okay. He showed very little reaction. 8 p.m., they closed the dividing window to the death chamber to maintain the anonymity of the medical technicians. I'm sorry, if you're going to kill somebody like that, if that's your fucking job, you better put your goddamn face out there. I don't like that shit.
Fucking put your name on it.
If you don't want to put your name on it, then maybe you shouldn't do it. Maybe we shouldn't be fucking doing it if no one wants to pay out in the open.
Ditches.
Yeah.
I mean,
or something else.
I'm in.
Also, most of these people are medical professionals, so guess what?
Make me a phlebotomist. I'll go inject this fucker.
Go save people instead of fucking killing them. I don't care. And let the father kill this guy. We don't need these people in there. He would have happily done it with his face showing. He would have been with a news camera on him. He would have beat that guy to death with a smile on his face. He'd have loved it. He'd have loved it. They have a monitor clip to him to monitor his his heartbeat and all that sort of thing. That's
the greatest last words ever.
You're
fired.
And
he
just mouthed it. And then they asked him if he has any last words, and he said, "Nope."
That's great.
Let's get it on, fuckers.
You're fired.
Yep,
no.
He didn't. His face and hands turned blue after a while. They injected him, and that was that. Got flatline signals, and they called the coroner out there.
Yep.
They check him out. He's dead, and that's that. And he is dead. They hold him overnight. They give his body to his family, and they cremate it up, and that's that for him.
I love it.
Kane said, the warden, he said that he always tells condemned men, quote, "Be ready to see Jesus' face when the injection begins," which is even creepier than anything. It's like, God, dude, don't make it so. I was joking a second ago.
By the way, I'm a Buddhist. Fuck Jesus.
That's the other thing. Martin said to him, "When am I going to feel something? I don't feel anything."
Yeah.
And he told him, "You're going to feel sleepy in just a minute," and then that was that. He left his glasses on, which is weird. Until then, he took them off at the last minute. That was very odd, I guess.
Do you sleep in your glasses, sir, you weirdo?
That's a weird thing. Yeah, that's super weird. No apology to the family, no nothing, no anything like that. The family is thrilled.
Yeah.
Holy shit, are they jumping for joy? Yeah. The father says, "My smile says it all." That's it.
Dad's like, "Watch my feet because I'm going to do something with them."
I'm going to do something with them, exactly. She's ecstatic.
Yeah.
They're all ecstatic. Family members ecstatic. They're all using the word ecstatic. When they all said this, because they have a little press conference thing here, and then one of Martin's attorneys gets up to speak, and the Bergen family marches out of the room. They don't want to hear that shit.
They're done.
The attorney says, quote, "He's very sorry for what happened. We are all better than the worst thing. We are all better than the worst thing we've ever done."
Okay.
Which this is only marginally the worst thing he's ever done, because he also raped his sister at knife point. And who knows what he did in between and didn't get caught for. So that's it. He's
and here's
dead.
The other thing. No. We're not better than the worst thing.
That's pretty much how you judge shit.
We're exactly what the worst thing we've ever done.
We judge people for the best thing they ever done. If someone wins an Academy Award, for the rest of their life, they're Academy Award winner Anthony Hopkins. That's it. That's who they are.
President Barack Obama is President Barack Obama.
That's it.
But he also may be a swindler somewhere. Whatever. I mean,
if you're a murderer, you're a murderer
you're
of this guy.
Murderer.
That's it. Yeah, it's all it is, man.
You are exactly the worst thing. You're also
the worst
exactly
or the best. Either one.
You're both, goddammit.
That's it. Yeah, just make sure your best overshadows your worst, and then you might be okay. So
O.J. Simpson is an amazing running back, but also probably a murderer.
I would say so. Exactly, that's how it goes.
According to civil court, exactly a murderer.
You know it. Christina Bergen is buried at the Preen Memorial Park Cemetery in Lake Charles down there. Has been there since '91. Her dad's happy. I guess at least he got closure. He didn't die. I'm happy that the dad didn't die before Martin.
Yeah.
That's good. He got to see this guy go, if that's what you want to do. That is that crazy story. That is Iowa or Iowa, to be accurate, Louisiana. If you like that story, more accurately, our telling of that story, there are ways that you can tell us that.
There are.
You can get on iTunes. You can give us 5 stars. It's insanely, insanely important on the business end for you guys to do that for us.
That's one.
We appreciate that so much. You can go to patreon.com/crimeinsports.
You can.
That is our, and all these, by the way, there's links to all this stuff in our show description.
Right.
So if you're listening to it, you have the show description.
It's
you can
right
link
there.
up. So if you're ever looking for it, do that. We would appreciate that so much. Every dime is just so appreciated. If you want to do a one-time donation, you can do that over at PayPal using our email address, crimeinsports@gmail.com.
That's
like
the
we
one.
said.
Crime in sports.
In sports.
Not out.
Not out. If you want to get a hold of us on social media, you can do on Twitter. You can do @MurderSmall. You can do Facebook.com/SmallTownPod. And we have some people here this week that have been amazing to us.
Again.
So supportive. Thank you guys so much. Hit us with that list, Jimmy.
The list of producers this week.
Yeah,
again,
you guys
it's
are the
fucking
credits.
3 pages long. It's fucking bananas, and it feels so good.
It's like a Hollywood movie. Lots
really
of producers.
Yeah.
We love it, man.
So
Thank
producer
you guys.
1 to fucking down to the key grip.
Let's
Here we go.
do it.
Anne Wright, she upped her pledge. Courtney Herone or Heron, Autumn Lord, Bree Withenshaw, Lauren King upped her pledge. Susanna Diaz or Diaz. Fuck, I never know.
That's a short one, too.
Susanna Diaz, Marissa Jean Sawyer, Veronica Swift, Shania Dupree, Joe Copeland, Natalie Calhoun, Mitchell Bowker, right? It's got to be Bowker.
Maybe I'll be lucky they're not from Calcaso Parish.
Yeah, no
Maybe
doubt.
even worse.
Wow Bay, that's the most amazing one this week. Is Wow, W-O-W.
Yeah, I saw that one on there.
It's weird.
Yeah,
I
thank
like
you.
it. That's a nickname, obviously,
We'll
or a way
it.
to be anonymous. And I'll take it. I'm fine with it.
All good.
Jody Wells, Kent D. Rowe, Isabella Briggs, James Okpo, Shannon Varner, Alice, Ashley Hathaway, Taylor Christensen, or Christensen. It's probably Christensen.
Probably.
'Cause that's how it's spelled. Anthony Derbyshire.
Kind of like that.
It says Derbyshire, but that's
Sounds
not
like
how
a
you
British
pronounce
town.
it. Yeah, that's I believe he's
It's like
he's
a place
British.
that dessert is from.
Yeah. Derbyshire.
Yeah.
Derbyshire.
The Derbyshire fluff.
Right.
That's what that is.
Amy Underwood, Jerry Bonnell, Taylor Hunsaker upped her pledge. Thank you, Taylor. Janalyn Prude.
Janelyn.
I dig Prude. That's a cool last name.
I like it.
Greg Baxter, Penelope Oseguera. Penelope Oseguera.
She knows who she is.
Yeah, or Penelope. I'm not sure.
I think you had that part right anyway. Let's hope.
Heather Cooper, David Bonnell. I think I already said David. No, that was Jerry, so that's nice.
Yeah, nice.
Byron Bell, Katie Meixner Croft, or Mixner. It's got to be Meixner. It's MEI. That's Meixner.
But yeah,
That's a German thing.
EI, I think, is
always,
E, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Meixner?
Yeah, I think it's Meekster, yeah.
I don't know.
I think so. I'm
German
not
is
positive.
I. So
You're
I don't
German,
know.
Jimmy.
Yeah,
You're asking me. If you get any long Italian names with double L's and CC's and things like that, I'll help you out. You're on your own with this shit.
James Ayers donated on PayPal and then went to fucking
That's
Patreon
amazing.
and
That's
donated.
amazing,
That's
guys.
amazing.
That's amazing.
Thank you, James.
Thank you for your effort and everything else.
Right.
Can't thank you
Sierra
enough.
Timpson, Mary Howard, Sally Averett, or Avereti. I don't fucking. I'm an asshole. That's what I am.
How
That's
are you
exactly
supposed
what
to
I
know?
am.
You're trying your best.
This one's fantastic. Nilu Rafsanjani. Hey now.
Oh,
I
not
think
bad.
I just knocked that one out. Amy Busby, Vanessa Brackett, Alice Lacey, Shane Sankey, Elon. This one, unbelievable. It's 4 names. Equally, they get harder as they go.
Perfect.
Aline, Nicoline, Quernes, Leon.
Wow. Yeah.
Exactly.
Fancy.
Yeah. That's the parish.
I like it.
And I believe it's a parish in fucking New Orleans.
Yeah, I believe it has to be. It has to be.
Rebecca Manners, Jennifer Burke, Amy Johnson, Gail Hogston, Jessica Landgren sent another.
Thank you, God, Jessica.
Jess,
Jesus,
you're paying my
thank
phone
you.
bill every month. You're a darling.
You're keeping me alive,
Yeah.
honestly. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
You have no idea. Trust us. Thank you.
Sarah Pignotti, Ryan Calo, Kristen Lucas, Chrissy Ann Castaldi just donated the other day.
Thank you.
And she's done it before
so
again.
cool.
It's just like it's.
Thank you, guys.
It's unbelievable to see
when you
that
think
one.
of us, we don't.
Yeah,
that
to
just
see
blows
one that
us
shows
away.
up that's a name that you've seen before.
Yeah.
It's like that is so darling, so nice. RC Bodies by Jake. So if you have remote control cars, find Jake, RC Bodies by Jake, and buy something from that guy.
Cool.
Kathleen Jordan, James Ayers again because he donated twice. Patel Huang. I love Asian names because they find a way to make a dirty sounding like a slang word for American, and it's their name, but it's like
it's all slang dick
all
names. Though. It's
creative.
great.
They're
all slang dick names. All of them. Yeah, every one of them.
Patel Huang, Jill Crosby, Rachel Sanderson, Kelly Bricka, Rick Decker, and the last one is Kevin Gilroy, who is a Phoenix-based comedian. Kinda. He does open mics and shit here. He's a goofball.
He's trying.
He's a sweetheart of a guy, though. So thank you, Kevin. I really appreciate it.
Stop those open mics. They're going to kill. Actually, I probably have nowhere else to go in your first test. So never mind. Keep hitting the open mics.
Open mics.
Do your thing.
And try hard.
And try hard to get out of those fucking open mics.
That's where it is.
Get away from all the people there because they will pull you down like the crabs in the bucket they are. Exactly. Enjoy. And
if you want to find me,
there you go.
That's
where
I knew you were
me.
going there. If you want to find me and talk to me or call me an asshole and tell me that I fucked up your name, it is at Whisman Sucks, WHISMAN Sucks on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. Find me and play along. along, you guys. That's my favorite part of the week, is really hearing from you guys and finding all the different personalities. It's fucking bananas. It's the difference in people. I can't even describe
they're
it.
so damn nice
crazy
to us, too. I'm at Jimmy P is funny if you want to find me on there, or if you want to do Facebook, you can copy and paste my last name from the show description. Don't be an asshole and try to spell it wrong and look around. You'll never get it. There's an I in there when you don't think there is one. Don't worry about it. Trust
There's
us.
A's where there should be E's. And,
it's a mess.
It's bananas.
So follow us there. Do all of that. Come join us again, as always, because we're going to have a blast, and we are going to shut up and give you murder, and more murder. Guys, until next week, guys, it's been our pleasure.
Bye.